Velma, I decided I needed to think long and hard about what I would discuss. So I'll tell you what I found. Two of my books that I just happened to have reread, and I have a brief excerpt from each one, and that will do for my life. The first one is an Italian translation, and this is the way it goes. I belong to that category of people who after a party, after a get together, are the last to leave. Oh. It's hard to say why. It's not even clear to me. I know that my hosts are tired. They'd like to go to bed. I still continue to talk and ask questions. As I wandered through the conversational gambit, I thought at some point here, I've got to stop this. Nevertheless, I continued. Perseverance is the mark of a good Italian. At any rate, I continued asking questions. They patiently answered them. So I'll tell you what, I deduced, Italians like words like that. I deduced from this little example that my problem is risk-taking. In other words, I don't like to be separated from people. And that is true. My second book is Alex Trebek's memoir. I really recommend it to you. I just have 4 brief lines to share with you. And they are the 4 beliefs that he itemized. First of all, he said, I believe in the will to live. I believe in the power of positivity. I believe in optimism. And I believe in hope. And with that, I believe that Joanne Gardner will take her leave.
Julie? He's coming.
Okay, let's try the mic. Can you hear me good with this?
Yes, it's great.
Okay, great. I'm going to read my poems. I've been writing poems for a long time. This is a nonsense poem. It's an ode to a washing machine. It was based on the old house we had where the machine was on a non-level floor and dancing all over. Oh, tired, old, worn-out machine. Why did you have to go and break? You left me such a soppy, wet mess. What an awful sight you made. Just go and dance all over the basement floor. Did you think I didn't care and love you anymore? I never found the time to clean and shine you and treat you right. But you could have yelled a little louder and put up a better fight. So out to the street one Sunday night, we had to replace you, it's true. But when the big truck chewed you up, I sure did feel blue. After all, I'll soon be old, and I'll get sort of cranky and mean. I hope they don't throw me out one Sunday night and feed me to that big blue machine. And this next one is about the moms in the room, and it's called a gentle mom. It's called a gentle mom. Lord, help me be a more gentle mom. Give me more patience today. Give me a voice that is soft. Lord, help me find the way to be firm but not too severe, to let them go far but always near. Give me a mind that is open, to listen and hear what they say. Give me the wisdom of Solomon. Lord, I need you today. Give me arms that are never too tired to hug them and hold them tight. And on days when everything goes wrong, be there for me to shine your light. Help me always remember that children need more love than care. Let me take the time now to play and enjoy, for the work will always be there. Lord, help me be at peace today. Help me be more gentle. Let no harsh words fall from my lips, for soon they all will fly away.
Bravo!
This is a poem written,
Louder.
this next poem was written by me after I got married, and I found out that I was single till I was 35, and it was hard for me to adjust to living with someone else. So I wrote this silly poem to Will. Mozart practiced pianos till he was 3, so don't expect it to be easy for me. I didn't marry you till a much later date, so be a sport, you might have a long wait. Emily Dickinson was a recluse and found a world of her own. 3 children prevented me from following such a life. So be patient, my love, oh moving wife. Cole Porter composed from a wheelchair, no less. But I have something I must confess. I have written no work like Kiss Me, Kate. Still, I will learn to love you, and it won't be too late. At 13, Carl Sandburg became a laborer and left school. I may be a late bloomer, but don't think me a fool. I read his poetry, and while it touches my soul, it is you who moves me and makes me feel whole. Picasso drew pictures that were quite abstract. What I'm telling you is a very clear fact. I read his poetry, and while it touches my soul, I'm repeating, it is you who moves me and makes me feel whole. It is a sign of genius, that's true. And you know how strange I seem to you, though I will never achieve notoriety or pain or fame. To win at love, what is a name? The next poem is something that I gave this poem after I wrote it to Will one night. Yeah. The next poem I gave to Will one night when he came home from work. It is, you have to hear it from him. I'm going to change it up and let him read this poem. It's my poem. Go ahead. Go ahead, Will.
Oh, yeah. I come home from work, tired. The first several years were a struggle anyway. So you never really know how it's gonna go. But anyway, she gives me this and says, oh, I wrote a letter for you to read. I said, okay, goodbye. You give me pleasure, it's true, but I need to cut loose and go out. You're getting old and falling apart. When we finally start, with no excuse you quit. You drive me crazy till I just have a fit. I spend all my time taking care of you. You've no appreciation for someone who's true. I could have had others, I want you to know. But I'm attached to you, and it's hard to let go. Some people laugh when they see me with you. They say I deserve better, and I know it's true. So I'm leaving you with no regrets. After all, I can't go far because I'll be walking all the way Goodbye, old car.
That definitely was one of my best poems. Now I think I have one more. This is a poem about camping. We've been camping all of our life, and there isn't a thing in this poem that I did not experience. If I can find it. You haven't been camping until you feel ants in your tent crawling in and out, until the rain seeps through a hole in some seam. For this is what nature is all about. You stumble to the outhouse at 3 a.m. and a spider awaits you on the toilet seat. As you walk back to your campsite, a pack of raccoons surround your feet. You pay 25 cents to take a shower with water that is always cold. You never care how grubby you look, whether you're very young or old. You walk a trail with a bubbling stream. Mud in your shoes keeps you from moving too quick. You're amazed at all the creatures you see, but none as enduring as the little brown tick. You eat fishy marshmallows and you feel sick, while all sorts of wild stories you contrive. No one has more fun than the giant mosquitoes who literally eat you alive. You don't waste time buying souvenirs. To a true camper, they're really a joke. What you might bring back instead is an itchy case of poison oak. You finally get home and relax in the tub and sleep in your own soft bed. Memories of happy days camping fill up your little head. But if you're going camping for the very first time, don't listen to this nonsense and din. But before you leave, though, just in case, book a room at the Holiday Inn. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No.
I love the microscope. I should have it at home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, leave it.
Hi, this first poem is called The Crone Speaks, and I wrote it for my mother's birthday when she was going to be 80.
Can we know your name, Louise?
This is Louise de Brouwer. Okay, The Crone Speaks. Time is an illusion. Stay am, have been, and will be. I am always being and becoming self. My third eye holds the snapshots of my life, pictures of my total self. I flipped the pages of that album, viewing yesterday, today, and tomorrow as one self, Virgin Mother Crone. I have been and am Virgin, Artemis, Amazon, self-confident, protecting the guiding self, free, independent, untamed, belonging to myself alone, passionate, uninhibited, fiery in body, voice, and spirit, energized with childlike enthusiasm, playful and impatient, as I dance and grow and learn. I have been and am mother, fertile, creating from my own blood, loving all children of the world into being, enfolding them in protective wings and rushing and releasing them to grow. Living paradox, joy and sorrow in the moment, honoring nature, homemaker, decorator, cook, priestess, and celebrant to the turning of the year, powerful, connected,
a heart to the community and friend to self and others. Enthroned on my abundant lap, compassionately giving to the need, I collect and hold energy. I have been and am prone, patient, and allowing. I stand at the crossroads, knowing where the roads lead. A balanced, living, matriarchal power, creative, the spider woman of wisdom, keeper of the stories in the sacred inner fire, raising spiritual sight, teacher, blending myth and story into reality, ruler of regeneration, death, and resurrection, healer, witch, knower of magic, objectively balancing the whole. I ride the loop of the spiral through eternity, loving the universe. I am virgin, mother, crone, as oneself. This is a poem I just wrote maybe about a month ago. I was having some problems with my daughters, and so I wrote this to kind of make it real for me. Every day I walk into my death, hiding time by ignoring it until bullied by my daughters to move to a place for the infirm, I explode in anger toward them. My 3 flowers now turn into weeds. I will fight to keep my own joy. I will fight to live my own life. I will fight to walk on my own feet every day as I walk toward my death. I have one more. It's called Water, and I wrote this for one of Judith Collar's classes. It falls as gentle rain or fearsome storm, becomes puddles and ponds, rivers, lakes, and oceans. Marks a boundary, sneaks in and out of, lets us travel, lets us play, clears our eyes, renews us, nourishes, and cools. Bursts us, baptizes us, celebrates and comforts us, contains us, protect and destroy us. Thank you.
Tim.
I don't think he's here yet. Let's go to Ann Schultz next.
Ann Schultz. Me? Ann Schultz. Yeah, I'm here. He has sit down.
Here, Kim, and bring it up for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Here.
Well, hello, everybody. I feel it's a privilege, wonderful privilege to be here right now.
The microphone.
Yeah.
Use the microphone.
Do I have to have my mask?
No,
on?
you don't have to have the
The
microphone.
Can I be without
Yeah,
my
you
mask?
can be with that. They're just asking you to hold this.
Okay. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So, journey of a life. Mine started because I absolutely knew that I was going to be a concert pianist. That was all I cared about, and that was what I was going to do. However, I could not do it because my nerves defeated me. And I tried to play the piano, and it just hurt like hell. So, because my fingers wouldn't move. So finally I gave up that idea, and I landed up teaching. And thank God I did. I want to read one of my favorite stories. It's called Mozart Could Be My Brother. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I had a first grade class about Mozart when he was the same age as they are, which is mostly 6. I showed them a picture of Mozart climbing onto a piano bench when he was 3. He played the piano and started to write music, but pretty soon after that, I say. What do you like to do best? I asked them. And they chime in eagerly with their favorite things, and their energy is high. After a while, some of them started sort of looking around the room until I tell them that Mozart became restless and angry if he made a mistake when he was playing. A couple of kids nod their heads in recognition. I scrambled up my paper and threw it away, one of them says. I was erasing, says another, and I made a big hole in my paper. I only had one piece, and I was mad. There are more stories after that, but the conversation really takes off when I show them a picture of a woman with a big bosom picking Mozart up and sits him on her lap. She gave him a big sloppy kiss, and Mozart jumps down immediately. Yuck, he says, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand as he runs away. The kids love the picture, the story, asked me to read the story again at once. There's a chorus of yucks and wiping their mouths with the backs of their hands as they point to the picture and squirt around laughing. Now they're thoroughly hooked. Mozart could be my brother, says one of the kids, and another, Mozart could be my friend. Someone else said that he could be with them in their classroom and they'd all play together. When they got up to dance to the music of a Mozart flute quartet, they danced their hearts off.
Thank you, Ann. Is Tim here? Nicole? Nicole's here. Nicole?
He's coming.
Okay, he's coming.
I love that story.
Be careful, that you liked it. Nicole Hollander.
I'm on the Brown Line. It's a new Brown Line train. Car is clean, the sky is bright. There are 3 single seats, one behind the other. Plenty of room for strap hangers in rush hour. But it's early. There are 4 people on the train. The one seated in front of me is obviously crazy. Not like an old homeless woman wearing a sad coat and carrying her belongings in a number of plastic bags, but a young, overweight boy in his 20s, the kind that pulls out a semi-automatic and kills everyone around him. He's muttering louder and louder. He moves around in his seat. He can't get comfortable. His mutterings are jumbled together, the words meaningless, but he keeps glaring at the young woman and her baby seated behind me. The young woman is holding the baby in her arms. The baby makes chirping sounds. She's not crying, but she is disturbing the abnormal quiet of this particular train in the bright afternoon. I look around.
There is one other young man on the train. He is seated across the aisle. He takes no notice of the three of us. We are a bare bones stage setting. 3 people and a baby alone on a train. A setup for a violent scene. I'm tense at this point, but not beside myself. I notice that it is the baby who is driving the boy over the edge. The young mother, totally oblivious, wrapped up in the adorable, cuddly child who coos and cries are operating on the young maniac's last nerve. The young man grunts, gets louder and louder. He's rocking back and forth, faster and faster, turning in his seat. He is glaring over my head at them, but I am the only one who notices. I don't think I can make the young man across the aisle aware of the danger without making that crazy boy aware of me. But the scary music in my head is getting louder and louder. And in my movie, that music announces that something is going to happen. I get ready. As the music in my head gets faster, the train is slowing down. We are slowing down, coming into the station. I turn and say to the young mother, the young man in front of me is dangerous. Get out at the stop. Don't argue, just go. She goes. He turns and glares at me. He knows who has taken away the object of his desire. He is like a raptor in Jurassic Park. If she is not there, he will eat me. We are slowing down, coming into the station. They turn and say to the young mother, the man in front of me is out at the stop. Don't argue, just go. She goes. The door is still open. I move quickly and slip through the narrow space left behind the doors to land hard on the platform. The train moves on. I am frozen in place on the platform, but I see into the next car, and she and the baby are seated, oblivious to each other. Thank you. Jim here. Is Jim Weidman here? Okay, Joe, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Oh, nice to see everybody here. And I'm lucky to be here too, for sure. I'm gonna sing an old song, Making Whoopee. It's from 1924, 1926, Eddie Cantor. My parents' generation. I remember my dad listening to it. Yeah, maybe so. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Another year, another June, another funny, sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee. A lot of shoots, a lot of rice. The groom's so nervous, he answers twice. It's really killing that he's so willing to make whoopee. Picture a little love nest down where the roses cling. Picture that ring. He's washing dishes and baby clothes. He's so ambitious. He even sews. So don't forget, folks. That's what you get, folks.
for making whoopee. Another year, or maybe less. What's this I hear? Well, can't you guess? She feels neglected, and he's suspected of making whoopee. She sits alone most every night. He doesn't call, he does not write. He says, I'm busy. She says, but is he? He's making a whoopee. He doesn't make much money, only 5,000 per. Some judge who thinks he's funny says, you give 6 to her. He says, but judge, what if I fail? The judge says, march right into jail. You better keep her. I think it's cheaper than making whoopee.
Yeah.
Jim White, well, unless he comes, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. I'm sure you were surprised nicely and look forward to the next open mic. When more of our talent will be approaching the microphone, not afraid of extending their thoughts, their songs, their wishes to all of us. And that's what makes the community of the Breakers great. So good night and thank you.
Sorry for my tech troubles. I'm sorry that was so disruptive. Very interesting. It was. I was just trying